Hey guys, LegoChannel62, and today I'm making a video showing you guys all the new LEGO Movie 2 sets. And I think these ones were super amazing. They were just revealed not too long ago, along with the trailer and a bunch of other sets, including Star Wars, Ninjago Legacy, and a bunch of others that I'm really excited for. Although I'm not sure if I'm allowed to review those on the channel. I'm thinking it might be copyright, so I'm going to hold off on those until I know for sure. But I definitely know I'm allowed to show you guys these ones. So we'll start off by showing the Battle Ready Batman and Metalbeard. I think this is definitely a really cool set. I like how it shows Batman with all his new armor, and I really like that piece. I like that we're getting it in a set, and he's kind of on this pedestal with the bat wings on the side, and it also has a sign that says "You're welcome." And then you see the Apocalypseburg citizen and one of the stars there that Metalbeard and the Apocalypseburg citizen is fighting. And I really like Metalbeard's design for this movie. As we saw in the last movie, his body was like completely torn apart, so I really like in this movie how we could see his different variants of how he looks, because you're going to see in future sets, or in sets in the future of this video, that he's going to look a lot different than this. And I really like this one. I like how it kind of resembles a pirate ship with the flag and the barrel at the top, but it also kind of shows Metalbeard with the treasure chest lock in the front and then his head. And then he definitely looks like he's been through the apocalypse of Bricksburg, and I also really like how they use the hooks on the front for his hand. I think that's really cool, and overall I definitely really like this set, so let's move on to the next one. So the next set is called Rex's Explorer. This set number 70835 has 1,187 pieces. I really like this build. I love how it's kind of like a dark blue color scheme, but also has like a green patch on the side. You're going to see that in a lot of Rex's ships. And if you'll notice at the top corner, you'll actually notice from the last set, Rex and Sweet Mayhem weren't there. So I find that a little bit weird. I think that it might be in the sets that include Rex and Sweet Mayhem. Also, if you don't know who Rex Dangervest is, he was featured in the latest trailer. Basically, he explains himself as a galaxy-defending archaeologist, cowboy, and raptor trainer. And I think this is really cool. Definitely shows because he has a dark blue and light green raptor. This is really cool. There's Emmett with one of the creatures, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the other planets in the Sistar system, because we could see in the trailer Emmett like asking Rex to go to the Sistar system to save Lucy, Batman, Metalbeard, Unikitty, and all of them. And I think this is definitely a really cool set. How it kind of has Rex's Explorer at the top, and then you could see riding it is actually a Velociraptor, which I really like. And then you can see there's another Velociraptor with like, it looks like a cannon at the top, and then just a little bit of a background build. And I really like that gun that Rex is holding. I think that's built really well. And I like how the scope on it is different from most guns that we've seen built out of LEGO. So yeah, let's move on to the next set. So as you can see in this set, this is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier about Metalbeard's going to look different in most of the sets. So there's this one, Metalbeard's Heavy Metal Motor Strike, which is set number 70834, has 461 pieces. So if you look on this set, you can see it comes with Sweet Mayhem, and again shows the same logo on the top instead of just Emmett and Lucy. And if you look at Metalbeard's Heavy Metal Motor Strike, I think it looks really cool. I love how the anchors at the front kind of lead towards the biggest front wheel, and has like those propeller blades at the side of each of it, and then the anchors going towards it that kind of look like arrows, which I think is really cool. But it's also pirate themed, because Metalbeard is obviously a pirate. And then if you look at the side, the wheels are actually two wheels put side by side with some spikes coming out of it, and you can even see some of the dark, I forgot what you call it. I think it's like dark silver, metallic pipes coming out of the back that kind of produce smoke. And then he also has two cannons on the side with the black gear piece on the side to attack them. And I think this is really cool to nod to how he had those last year. And I think definitely the coolest part that I was just kind of hold off on was the shark cannon. And I think that looks amazing, and it's also a really cool idea. How you can see this like the little cannon piece that was featured on quite a bit of sets, such as the Scuttler. It's also used for engines too. and I think that's really cool. And I also really like how the engine in general is built on Metal Gear's motorcycle, and I think this is definitely a really cool looking set just because of the way it's built and the idea behind it. So the next set here is called Emmett and Lucy's Escape Buggy. And this set was actually one of the 3 that was originally featured when we first got revealed, that I actually reviewed on the channel quite a while back. But if you look in this set, a few things that I didn't notice before was you could see Metalbeard's head kind of pops off the chest, which is pretty cool. And if you look at the logo, it actually also has Rex and Sweet Mayhem. And I think it's kind of weird, but I really like how it has them there too. And there's not much that I didn't mention in the last video, but I do really like the box art for it. It shows the background of Apocalypseburg, and also like Movie 2 logo at the top. And I'm basically just going to review what the box looks like in this one, since I already showed you what the set is. And yeah, I think this is a really cool one. So let's move on to the next set. So the next set here you can see is, it looks like Rex's little, I guess, what do you call this? I think it's like quad cars or quad bikes or something like that. And I really like how it looks, again, with the dark blue color scheme with a like lime green stripe going across it. And I do notice that it has 2 seats, obviously one for Rex and one for Emmett. And then you can see the Velociraptor in the background, which looks really cool. It's got a different type of cannon on the back with 2 stud shooters on either side of it. I think that's definitely a really cool one. And I also really like how if we missed out on any of the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park set, then we could get them, the Velociraptors, from the Lego Movie 2 sets, especially for people like me who are definitely more interested in Lego Movie 2. And then you can see it's just one of the creatures that we saw from earlier from one of the planets from the star system. And I think it's definitely really cool, and I think it's going to be a major plot point in the movie since we see a couple of sets on it. So this next set is definitely one of my favorites of all of them, just because I think it's so cool how it just includes 4 spacemen, including Ben, or Benny as commonly referred to as. And I just really like how the overall look of this, it definitely seems really classic-like with the old space sets, because I'm pretty sure these 2 builds are really similar to some of the builds that were featured in the older sets. I especially like the pink spaceman, just because I don't think there has been one in the classic set, so the addition of that is pretty cool. And you can see that robot there that was also featured in Benny's spaceship set, except there are 2 of them. And then you can see the yellow spaceman riding one of the mini spaceships. I'm pretty sure this was actually a spaceship that was featured in one of the Lego, Lego space sets. And I really like overall how this looks. I'm really excited for this set just because it reminds me of the classic Lego space sets, and I really like those, so I'm excited for this one. So let's move on to the next sets. I think this next one is definitely one of the really cool sets in it. It's called Unikitty's Sweetest Friends Ever, and it surprisingly only has 76 pieces, although I can see that sort of in here. And then it's set number 70822. And I think this is definitely a cool one just because I really like the idea of how there's like a candy bar or chocolate bar and some ice cream that are friends with Unikitty. And one thing I noticed here is that the piece used for the ice cream, I'm pretty sure that's a new piece, which is pretty cool. That's for like the top of it. And even the cone part is a reverse of the 1x2 by I think 2 cone piece. I definitely really like how they're introducing that piece. And then you can see the chocolate bar is built really cool. It uses the same eye technique as Bernard from Lego Mixel Series 4. And I also just really like overall how the 2 candy are put together. I'm assuming this happens sometime when Unikitty is captured by Sweet Mayhem. I think that would make sense just because of how like the background looks in this, but I definitely think this is a really cool set. So let's move on to the next one. Now this next one is a pretty odd one. I mean, because like it's the Lego Movie 2, and when are you gonna see a giant bus like this? But overall, it does definitely have a really cool look to it. I really especially like how everything looks all curved, like the top, and then there's like curved details on the side, because that's really cool. It includes two mini dolls, one with has an afro with some pink hair, and then one that has headphones with some, I'd say that's maybe aqua green hair, maybe cyan, something like that. And then you see Unikitty with those, I'm pretty sure those are like really big boots, which I think is odd, but you know, this set and just in general is odd. And then if you look, there's also another brick built figure. Not sure who that would be, although I'm not sure who any of them except for Unikitty are. You can even see that Unikitty has a little pink stripe in her tail, which is pretty cool. And then if you look at the entrance, I'm pretty sure that the window piece at the front is new, whereas the one at the top is just used, I think it was also used on the Super Secret Police dropship from the original Lego movie. And that just goes to show the scale of this build, how big it is, because that was used like as the front cover, where this one is over there. So I think this is definitely a really big set. And if you look inside of it, there's that big sphere there. Or sorry, not sphere, circle. If you look inside of it, it looks like the piece inside is a 6x6 curved plate that's actually, it actually looks like it's turned. So I'm pretty sure that should be a play feature on it. So now that we're done with this, let's move on to the next set. So this is one of the other